Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about what I plan on reading for the month of February. So in front of me I have my February TBR obviously, and I'm very excited because I did sneak some romance books in here. It's not just gonna be all fantasy, so that's good. I have a total of 9 books that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm so excited because yeah, I feel like this is a great stack for the month of February. Before we get into the video, as always, if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. That way you never miss another one of my videos. The first book that I really want to get to this month is going to be the first book in the Artifacts of the Urano series, which is Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. I've heard such great things about this book, you guys. I feel like this is the month where I'm finally gonna get to it. 10 women, a deadly contest, only one can win the Sun King's heart. I'm super excited. This is the perfect Valentine's read, I think. Then I want to at least read the first book in the Legends of Thesmar series, and that would be Blood and Steel by Helen Schuer. I think I'm saying her last name right. I am so excited about this. I think I've heard this to be compared to Powerless, and you know how I feel about Powerless. A young woman trains in secret to become a warrior and falls for her chaperone while battling invading evil. You guys told me that this is a good series and it's very bingeable, so I'm really excited to get to this first book. At the beginning of the month, I started reading one of the best underrated high YA fantasies of all time, and I'm having such an amazing time reading this series. I'm shocked that not a lot of people talk about this one. I have no idea why, because it's incredible. I'm on book 2, so for the rest of February I plan on finishing the series by reading books 4 and 5 of Sabaa Tahir's An Ember and Ashes series. This is a YA high fantasy dystopian series, and it's freaking phenomenal. It is amazing. I'm having the best time of my life, and I've realized something. I really enjoy dystopian fantasies. I feel like that has become one of my favorite subgenres. The reason why I've come to appreciate and love dystopian fantasies is because the stakes are so much higher and it's that much more brutal. Because of that, I feel like the books are packed with well fleshed out characters. Since it's such a brutal world, I feel like the author wants you to love the characters so that you can root for them, right? And because it's such high stakes, the characters have to be well fleshed out. The characters have to be three-dimensional. They have to be written so well for you to love them and root for them. I'm having a great time with this series, and I hope that I can finish the entire series this month because these books are so bingeable. For the last fantasy of this stack, I really want to read book 2 of the Crimson Moth series, and that would be Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. I had a roller coaster of ups and downs with book 1, but I believe I ended up giving it a 4 because of the way that it ended. Since it ended the way that it did on this cliffhanger, I have to find out what happens in book 2. I don't know if this is going to be just a duology or if there's going to be more books in this series, but nonetheless, I can't wait to get to this one. I've heard that this one is even better than the first one. The first romance book that I want to get to this month gets me so excited because the cover is so beautiful and it's perfect for the month of February for Valentine's Day. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I've read a couple of her books, Love Light Farms, and in that whole series, I think I've read 2 of those books, and I forget the other one. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did. But this one is a cozy, Sleepless in Seattle themed romance. And that's pretty much all I know. A hopeless romantic meets a demoralized radio host in this cozy, Sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful this cover is. I'm so glad I got my hands on this. Is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Cousins. Sophie Cousins does bring in a little bit of humor in her books. I think they're so fun and they're just great palate cleansers. And this one is about a recently divorced single mom of 2 who ends up going on 7 dates chosen by her kids. What I love about this whole premise is that she is a single mother of 2. She is a mom, okay? So that to me already relatable. That to me, put it on my list. I'm gonna read it just because I really appreciate books that revolve around moms, books that have to do with parents, and I really enjoy when it's a single mom just because the whole aspect of being a single mom, I can only imagine, is not easy. I always feel like when I read books like that, it is mentioned on how they struggle to get by and show up for their kids every day, and I feel like that could be so relatable in so many ways. So I'm excited and I love the cover. Another another pink pretty cover. I'm really excited to get to this one. Then I have P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. Now this one I feel like is going to make me sob my eyes out because I feel like this is not a rom-com. I feel like this is more of a story of acceptance, grief, dealing with a loved one that has passed away due to cancer. So there's gonna be so much jam-packed in here. Enemies forced together by mutual loss are led on a cross-country journey toward a second chance. So we have enemies to lovers, second chance romance. He is her brother's best friend. There's a lot of feelings there, obviously. And obviously she is her brother's sister, and her brother recently passed away due to cancer. So I feel like it's going to be so emotional, but I can't wait because sometimes I crave myself a good emotional romance with a little more feeling, with a little more depth. Maddie Sanderson will be proud to honor her older brother's dying wish that she scatter his ashes over 8 destinations that the adventurous 29-year-old never got to visit before he died from cancer. But in his will, Josh assigned her an impossible partner to help complete the mission, Dominic Perry. Seriously, if Maddie weren't already at her brother's funeral, she would kill him for this. Sure, Dom was Josh's lifelong best friend. He's also the infuriating man who broke Maddie's heart back when she was naive enough to give it to him. But since Dom insists on following the rules and Josh didn't leave much room for Maddie to argue the matter, they embarked together on a series of farewell trips that span thousands of miles, exploring new places and revisiting their complicated history along the way. After a snowstorm leads to a shared bed, Maddie starts to wonder if her brother might be matchmaking from the grave. But when grief reopens old wounds between them, Maddie will need more than Josh's ghostly guidance to trust Dom again. This is gonna be very emotional, and I am here for it. The last book that I want to read in February, I've heard such incredible things about it, and I normally don't gravitate towards books like this, but I just gotta see what the hype is. The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I mean, I'm sure you've seen this around. This is very popular and I've heard really great things. This is a contemporary romance between 2 professional ice skaters. And the reason why I don't gravitate towards these books is because when it's a sport, like, I don't know, I don't really care for it. You know, I'm just not that interested in reading the ins and outs of what that entails, what they're doing. I'm pretty sure this is going to be very heavy on the ice skating, and so that's why when it first came out, I didn't pick it up, but I've heard great, amazing things about it, so I'm curious, you know? And I've also heard that the audiobook, it's a full cast of narrators, and I've heard it's really good. This is also compared to Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I still haven't read that book because it's about a band. And it's one of those things where it doesn't interest me enough. I own it, okay? I will get to it at some point, but it's like one of those things. It's also written in interview style, and this one I think has a few interviews as well, but it's also a romance, and it's a second chance, I think, romance, or it's a childhood friends to lovers romance. There's scandal, it's juicy. I mean, all of the things that I really enjoy. To the world, they were a scandal. To each other, an obsession. This, for sure, is going to be read in February. Alright, so there you have it. Those are all the books that I plan on reading for the month of February. Let me know what you plan on reading this month. Do you have any of these books on your list? Are you guys planning on even reading any romances? Let me know. I'd be interested in knowing. So that's it. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye!